Today, I'm bringing you guys the new best controller setting. In so many settings videos, it's the same old linear settings, and while those are good, I have something completely new today. These new settings will make you more consistent with your builds and edits, and I can almost guarantee that they'll give you better aim. I'm also giving one person that subscribes 1,000 free V-Bucks, so make sure to subscribe and then comment down your epic. And now, here are the new best updated controller settings. First, on this page, I want to point out just two really important settings. The first is going to be confirm edit on release. There's honestly no reason to not use this. By turning this on, you can still use double edit binds. You'll actually have to use double edit binds like when you reset builds, but it gives you more freedom and can definitely increase your edit speed. And then the second thing is preferred item slots. These for controller players are literally so important. Because controller players have to scroll through their weapons, it's so important that your items are consistently in the same slots. So this is the configuration that I use and highly recommend. Now down to the actual mechanical controller setting. Before anything, we need to head down to use advanced options, turn this off just for a second. Doing that is going to unblock the look sensitivity and aim sensitivity, and we're going to change both of these to 4. Then you can head back down and turn back on use advanced options. Even though the game is showing that this is actually blacked out now, believe it or not, it is still affecting your controller sensitivity. Now we can go ahead and start from the top. Build immediately being on is pretty important. Controller auto run pretty much all comes down to preference. Edit hold time shouldn't matter so long as you have a single edit bind. So like how on my circle right here, I only have edit. It's not like edit in switch mode. If it's just edit, then that means your edit is instant and this edit hold time doesn't matter. However, that's not the same thing with slide hold time, and I have mine at 0.085, which I've found to be perfect. If you go too low on slide hold time, you can't go from a sprint straight into a crouch. It literally doesn't work. Every time you're sprinting, if you try to crouch, you'll automatically slide, and that messes you up a lot. However, at the same time, going too high can actually also throw you off, so I found 0.085 to be the perfect middle ground. You can still go from sprinting into immediate crouch, but it also is really easy to slide. Now, the next settings are these newer camera settings, and all the new controller settings that they've added recently are pretty dumb. The gyro settings here are completely useless. I do not recommend using these at all, and it's pretty much the same thing with these camera settings. Leaving them at the default is going to be your best bet, which is just pitch in 0.1. There's really no use in messing with any of that. And then vibrations being off, this is actually important. If vibrations are on and your controller is literally buzzing in your hand while you're trying to aim, that can obviously throw your aim off. So if you want your aim to be as accurate as possible, you'll want to have vibrations turned off. Then for build and edit, 2.0 is perfect when we match it with our look sense, because if you didn't know, as you see, build and edit are multipliers. So if my build and edit sense are 2, but my look sense is really low, then my builds and edits are going to be insanely slow. But then if I turn my look sense up really high and literally keep the same build and edit sensitivity, now my build and edit sense is literally insanely fast. So pairing this build and edit with a 43 on look horizontal and 53 on look vertical is literally perfect, and the look sense doesn't have any boost. If you're wondering why the vertical is a bit faster than horizontal, it's because this right here is your look sense, and when you're not ADSing with a shotgun just like this, you take a lot of shots, and this is where your flick shots are gonna come into play. More often than not, you're gonna need to flick up faster than left to right, so being able to go faster vertically than horizontally, make sure that you can really flick up and hit those headshots. I don't usually mess with boost too much. I feel like it adds too much complication to settings. I typically like to keep them pretty raw, and that's the same theme with the ADS sense. For horizontal ADS, it's 10%, and vertical is also 10%, and there's no boost. These 10% are going to be the main reason why your aim is going to be so much better on these settings. Tracking from literally any range on this ADS sense is actually so good. Now here's where the settings get kind of interesting. Look damping time is 0.2 seconds, and look input curve is exponential. Like I mentioned, so many settings videos are just the same boring linear settings, and I'm not bashing on those. I typically play on those settings, but exponential recently has been feeling so good, and so this is a completely new set of settings that I think a lot more people should use. With exponential, you'll definitely feel slower and a lot more stiff at the start, but once you get over that, which doesn't take long, it literally feels like aimbot. And I'm not only talking about your aim, your builds and edits, literally everything feels so consistent. I feel like pyramid placements and all your edits and stuff are just so much more consistent. You just hit so many more of them, and I'll be able to show you exactly what I'm talking about right after I show you the dead zones for these settings. Basically, with all of these settings, you can and honestly probably should copy settings, but dead zones is a completely different thing because it's completely custom to your controller. Basically, if you've let go of your sticks, this little yellow circle should never be anywhere near the edge of the little blue circle. Some people can use really low dead zones, like all the way down at 5, but usually that's only on new controllers. Right now, I'm literally not touching my stick and my character is moving, and that's really bad. That's what we don't want. I found that on literally all of my controllers, 10% works really well. You'll want to make sure it's still relatively low, like I would say below 15% honestly. However, it has to be high enough so you can let go of your sticks and your character is completely still. Now, the final really important setting is actually actually over here in audio. It's down here and it's called visualize sound effect. Fortnite audio can be weird sometimes, especially if you don't have a great headset. This setting basically makes it so you don't have to rely on hearing everything. It'll literally just show you the sounds. It'll show you where footsteps are coming from around you. It'll show you where people are shooting at. And I don't actually personally use it only because I make videos and I think it looks ugly. However, if I was just trying to be good at the game, I would 100% be using it. It is literally such a good setting. And basically every single pro player uses it at this point. Now, I officially have on the best settings that literally feel so good. So I'm gonna grind arena for a little bit and show you guys how good your aim and piece control can be on these settings. Bro, how much did I just hit him for? Let's go. Let's go. What was that? Something really interesting that I just recently noticed is just a few days ago when I went and actually looked at the pro players that use exponential, I actually discovered there's way more players that use it than I thought. I would probably estimate that 35% of all pro controller players are using exponential over linear, which is crazy. I literally thought almost every pro player uses linear, but I guess that's just not true. Holy, that's actually so annoying. He literally just placed armored walls on every single piece of his build. But how about that aim though? That's what I'm saying with these exponential settings. It's actually crazy. I'm just gonna dip and let these guys fight it. Or is he just gonna die to zone? I literally don't know where he is. Let's go. No way I win that. I mentioned this in a video not that long ago, but I honestly am starting to feel like exponential settings are better for like casual players. They kind of slow everything down and they make your aim, builds, and everything just so much more accurate. They definitely don't feel as good as linear, but if you're just trying to be as good as possible at the game and you don't play as much as like pros do, then I don't know, exponential is starting to feel like a super viable option. Oh, let's go. He didn't get the big off, I don't think. I literally, I don't even know if I hit him right there. I think I did. Dude, I hate box fighting in arena. Let's go. This is technically only really my 3rd day on these settings. I'm planning on really testing them for at least a full week, but I mean, I'm only 3 days in and I've always played linear. So right now, switching to exponential for basically the first time ever, I'm actually doing way better than I thought I would. Let's test some of this aim. Oh, come on, bro. I needed one more hit. No way. Let's go. Was mine. I literally can't stand 0 ping players. Bro, the auto is so bad. Literally hits for nothing. At least I'm hitting my shots. Let's go. I got to Division 6 on the exponential settings, 3,000 points. Coming for the Champions League soon. That's going to be the end of this one. Make sure to like, subscribe, use my creator code Carter2K in the Fortnite item tab to show extra support. And I hope to catch you in a future video.